Hello, hello, hello. I got a special guest today. Mr. Brother Dot is here. Um,
What's up, everybody? What's up?
King Emperor.
I got a
Like
special.
last night, I
There
want to say
you
something.
go.
So last night, um, I didn't see the whole stream, but I did go. He was on Master Swag King's channel last night, right? And
Yeah, it's
here's
my baby daddy.
this dope dude, talking about the MCU, even though he was a little wrong about what I was trying to say. Brother Dot didn't stop coming at me. And that's because he was in Texas for 4 days. I knew Brother Dot.
Oh, what you trying to
Okay.
say? Get out done switched up. Oh, for sure, for sure.
No, I'm saying I loved it. I loved it because usually you just you don't keep coming. And I loved it. And I also felt like, I felt like just a cool person in the chat again. Like I didn't have a channel and I didn't have to worry about because I was doing my stuff for my channel. Usually it seems like now when I'm watching somebody stream, I'm always doing like watching the stream and working on something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like during that span of time when I clicked on you guys, I completely forgot about my shit. And it was like, oh, I'm watching MSK and Brother Dot and I'm, typing like I used to and like telling you all things. And I was cool sitting in the chat saying what I had to say. And it just reminded me of May or June before all this, even happened. So that was fun.
Back to my number one fan status. I feel you. I feel you. Okay.
Yeah, it was tight. It was tight. Even though,
I
he's
was
like,
speaking
Nebula.
blasphemy.
No, he wasn't speaking blasphemy. He just like made a comment that said Gamora didn't know Nebula, which actually if you would have said she doesn't have a relationship with this this specific Nebula, that's different. That's why I get hung up on words and I like to pick at you because knowing someone and having because with like what I'm saying about like Star-Lord, when she saw him, she didn't have a connection or didn't even recognize him. She had to be told who he was. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like even though it's a different Gamora from 2014, and then this is the present day Nebula, there's still some of a connection. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah.
But Brother Dot was awesome. Okay. He was giving it talking all kinds of great stuff about Secret Invasion and all these great shows.
You should have been there for the Star Wars too. We speaking that lava fire. It was like
I was like, Tyrese and Kid were also streaming, and during that time I was kind of like queuing up, like, they were talking about different players. And then as they were talking about the players, I was just pulling up, so we're talking about LeBron. Let me pull up some highlights for him. And I'm telling you, Kid and Tyrese, they're doing, last night they did it by themselves, and they did great.
I came in at the last minute. They was talking about Quentin Tarantino movies.
And
stuff. Like they got
the movies
knowledge or some.
Yeah.
My movie knowledge is superior to theirs. It's all good though.
Yeah. And Tyrese is going to be game streaming soon over here on A&M Entertainment. And Kid is going to do his first movie review is going to be on American Beauty. So that's going to be his first one. But today, what are we talking about today?
Supposedly we're supposed to be talking about Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 3. I call this the Avengers of Spider-Man 3. This is not a normal Spider. This is Spider-Man.
No, this is Spider-Man. This is like Spider-Man on what, crack or acid? What word? Which one would you say? What would you say?
Can I be honest? This isn't even technically part of the trilogy no more. This is just this was like a one-off. What if we can do this and make a Spider-Man movie? This doesn't feel like it's part of the trilogy no more. It feels like its own thing because this is so random.
Yeah. And I wanted to ask you, even though because like we've been hearing rumblings of like a Sinister Six, right? What if it's this film that we get that with Electro? What if that happened? Or like, what if that happened in the next movie? And then we know Doc Ock is coming back. And because, a lot of the people that we have in the Spider-Man world who would inhabit the Sinister Six. You're like, really?
Well, I think I think
what
in
do you
this
think?
I was talking about this when me and MSK did a video. I don't even think it's gonna be Sinister Six. I think it's gonna be damn near 9 villains. And how I thought about it was gonna be each Spider-Man is gonna fight 3 villains each at one point during the movie together, and it's gonna be lava, it's gonna be fire. You're gonna see them tag teaming, flip flopping, switching up enemies to fight. Divide and conquer type of thing. I think it's gonna be more than the Sinister Six, because look, if they're saying Ned's gonna be the Hobgoblin, that's one villain. If they say Doc Ock is coming back, he's gonna be one villain. Who else they say come back? Mysterio, he's gonna be a villain. Is Craven Hunter is rumored. Sandman is possibly coming back. Electro is definitely coming back. The Jamie Foxx one. So I think this is about to be 9 villains, and this is a perfect setup. 9 villains. 1 versus 3 each. You got a lot of a Spider-Man movie.
I wonder. I feel like if one, I feel like this is possibly what might happen here, right? Tom is going to be in this tricky situation, and I feel like Toby might be I feel like Toby's going to have a bigger part than Andrew. What do you think? I mean, I don't know.
I think Toby's gonna have a big part.
Yeah,
Andrew might be the most depressing one, since like he's the one that has like the most loss since like Gwen died. We don't know if he's depressed or contemplating suicide. There's at the end of the movie they showed us he's all happy and stuff and he helped that kid, but we don't know. He probably fell into a depression. He could be the most tragic Spider-Man of this movie. Yeah. Toby's gonna be the Spider-Man with the happy ending, since he got Mary Jane. He's married. Yeah. He's gonna be a Spider-Man with the happy ending. Tom is the Spider-Man that's gonna be searching for himself and trying to find his way through all this and stuff. So I think Toby's going to be like Toby's gonna be the Superman. It's gonna be the foundation. It's gonna be the hope. Andrew's gonna come in there on his emo Batman shit, hella depressing and stuff. Because if they play on the Gwen Stacy thing, right? Oh shit! Wait a minute. Gwen Stacy could come back in this movie, and he can. Yeah, Gwen.
Well, he could meet the Gwens, but
he can meet his Gwen again. Because
then there was this rumor that Emma Stone possibly might be coming back, and she's obviously a different. She's a different, and that she's actually Spider-Gwen.
Oh, that's all. If they do that, that's going to tug at his heartstrings even more. Because he's missing Gwen, he sees Spider-Gwen. He's gonna, those emotions are gonna start to kick back in. He's gonna be asking questions like, it's gonna be like Gamora and Star-Lord. When Star-Lord saw Gamora, he tried to touch up on her and stuff, and Gwen's gonna be all like, "No, back off. I'm not who you think I am." It's gonna be like that.
Yes, and I'm gonna. Hi, Nikki. Hi, Braille. Hi, Tyrese.
So
Tarian. Who else did I miss? I always like to say hello to everybody. Braille. I think I said Perk. Tyrese. Ty. Thank you all for being here.
Antonio.
Landon. Shout out to Perk. I always like to say that. He's the homie though. Yeah. Antonio. Night. The villain's here. Night. The villain's here, guys. Well, we're going to keep on going. I'm going to ask Brother Dot, what do you think about possibly the Daredevil thing? What do you think about that?
I don't think MJ dropped it. We did a video on it. I really don't care what they do with him. I'll be honest. Like, I don't see.
Did you ever see the Daredevil show on Netflix?
I watched some of it.
You ever see it?
I never did. Just never interested me. Daredevil as a concept never blinds never
see.
It's not that I don't think he's trash. It's just a blind.
You were never connected to the character.
I just steered clear. The Punisher Netflix show pulled my interest, but not Daredevil. That's not saying the show is bad or great. Just I watched some of it. It was cool.
Yeah, I agree. Like for me, it was a good show, but I just could not stay connected and invested in it. You know what I'm saying? But it's a good show, but I just didn't continue past season 1, I believe.
I watched some of season 2 because when Punisher popped up, some of season 1, a little bit of season 3. I watched a little bit. I saw a majority of the fights. Saw the Bullseye and Daredevil fight. Daredevil versus Punisher. Punisher versus those prisoners. Daredevil versus Kingpin. I watched majority of the fights, but as far as the show, never really cared to give it all a full watch. You know, I watched Defenders, Luke Cage, and all that stuff, but I never really watched that.
But my only thing that I don't completely buy here, with Daredevil coming into this film, is that the MCU had to wait 2 years completely in order to use these properties. That was the deal with Netflix.
Yes.
You know, so I guess that 2-year mark will be up. But to me, it almost makes more sense if we're going to use a lawyer who's a superhero. You already have She-Hulk coming in, so I feel like it would make more sense.
It makes sense to use her before She-Hulk, but it'll set her up.
Like, guys, I would not be surprised if maybe we'll see her in another film. To me, it seems like it would make more sense for us to see She-Hulk, just because how the MCU does things. They slowly introduce things. They integrate them in different ways. So if we saw her in Spider-Man 3, and then in her show, I could see that, but maybe they're doing it a little differently, where these characters are getting a 6-episode arc and introducing her in a show. They feel like it's still a slow progression, but Daredevil.
Well, this is the thing, because everybody was talking about the whole lawyer theory about a lawyer being in this film, right? Like, there's so much stuff the MCU has forgotten that they can use to like really lay into Peter's life in this movie. Like, they forgot about the Sokovia Accords and the fact that that's still in effect, and Peter is technically supposed to be under them. So, in my opinion, something that would hit much harder is if, like, instead of this whole lawyer thing, because in my opinion, this whole lawyer thing, Spider-Man doesn't need a lawyer. Nick Fury can just send out one of the scrolls to pretend to be Spider-Man. Peter Parker walks in public. Easy fix. Super simple fix.
Yeah.
But they won't do that. But it's a simple fix because they created that gateway with the scrolls. And it shows scrolls in Far From Home. But they won't do it. What I think would have been even more detrimental is if, like, they found out Spider-Man's identity, even though they probably already knew it. We know they already knew. The government, they already knew his identity.
Yes, they did.
But I think what if they hard is, like, because they dive deeper and investigate, like, how Mysterio got the glasses and stuff, and they find out the recklessness of Peter and Far From, like, he gave this person this stuff, and you get Pepper even gives him backlash, like, Peter, my husband gave you those glasses, you were supposed to hold on to them. War Machine pulls up on him like, kid, you fucking up. My homie gave them glasses, you wasn't supposed to give it to him. Like, everybody just laying in, like, this is what I want to see. Like, this is the thing I missed. Like, it was in Spider-Man 2, the consequence of things. When Peter was late to work, what was the consequence? He lost his job. When Peter was not going to school, what was the consequence? Peter, your grades you're fucking up. You're fucking up in school. Your grades are fucking trash.
Yeah.
I need shit like that. And this movie is the perfect chance to, like, have direct consequence. Like, people laying.
I agree. I feel like Spider-Man 3, even though it's going to contain a lot of different moving parts, I feel like for Tom Holland's Spider-Man, because we already saw at the end of Spider-Man, in Far From Home, how he realized that he didn't need Iron Man anymore, that Iron Man couldn't live up to Iron Man, and that he didn't need to be in his shadows anymore, right? And Mysterio, by the end of the film, he started out as an Iron Man villain, but to me, truly by the end,
well, now he got a vendetta against Spider-Man because Spider-Man.
So now he's truly going to be that Spider-Man villain, which we all, I think he's alive, but I'll be so sad.
I wish that movie is not going to show all the things I just said. I wish.
No, I think we're going to get some of it. We're going to see the consequences of his actions, the things that he did that led up to this. He's going to be on the run. And, I even said it, like, if we're going to lose anybody close to, Peter, I don't see, they're not going to do MJ, obviously. They might, if they've got the balls, they'll do it. But I feel like this is Ned's swan song. I really feel like if anybody's going to go out, it might be Ned here.
You want to know the biggest risk I can see them taking?
What?
Killing Aunt May.
Yeah, I could see that.
I mean, I
could see
think that's
that.
the bigger risk to take.
Yeah, it's definitely the bigger risk,
Kill his
but
aunt.
I don't know if they're willing to do that. You know what I'm saying?
I think people are willing to, because they did in Spiderman. Well,
But yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yep, they did.
Yeah, they did in the game, and like, you know, I was able to accept it there because
Has everybody does anybody about Spider-Man plays the game, guys? Because he's gonna bring that up. So if you've not played the game or you don't want to know about it, now the time, now you need a Shimon, okay? Because we're gonna bring that up because I want him to actually to bring up the point that he wants to bring up here.
Go ahead.
All right. Go ahead.
So yeah, in the Spider-Man PS4 game, Aunt May dies. And like, you know, that's huge risk because we never really seen that. Yeah, probably in the comics, there have been comics like Aunt May dies, but never in media outside the comics have they done that. Kill Aunt May and just straight up like, you know, kill her and stuff. So I think in this movie, hey, I ain't gonna lie, you should go all the way there and take away something even more from Peter in this. Like, my first two issues with the first two movies is like, you know, it's Peter's, there's stuff that happened, but like it got fixed so willy-nilly and it wasn't really much of a big consequence. I think the consequences should be something that really hurts his life. Like really changes it. Like taking away his aunt.
Yeah.
You take away his aunt. You take away his aunt. You take away Peter's moral compass in his life that he goes to for advice. Just how when you took away Uncle Ben, that takes away Peter's father figure, and he has to, you know, he has to find things on his own now. Now you take away his Aunt May, he has to he has to be way more independent.
Yes.
He can't really go to his mom or his dad no more. Got to become even more independent and come to his own conclusions a lot more.
I mean, I would love for it to be on May, but you know, I don't know. Maybe
I don't think they're not going to do it, but
that would be.
I'll give this movie props if they do it.
I love it when, you know, films or shows go there because, you know, if you're willing to do it, then to me, it's amazing. But not everybody can do that, right? We're not always going to get those moments, you know, kind of, you know, with some of the things with the MCU that people have problems with. To me, some of those things make sense, you know, especially Vision because he's a robot. You know what I'm saying? Gamora, okay, I can deal with that. But Loki has been resurrected so many times, but I'm going to give him a pass because I want to see a show. But you know, but before I was thinking, oh, so Loki's coming back. Oh, for sure. Why are we doing that? You know what I'm saying? Because he's like, we thought he was dead and he wasn't dead, and then, you know, it was just like a constant thing back and forth with Loki. You know,
technically they didn't even revive him. They're using the one that we all
I know, we're using 2012, not, you know, and he's not been redeemed. He's still bad Loki running around, but still I still
understand what you mean because they're using the character after he died. I understand what you mean still. But you're not wrong. They are technically reusing him even after his death, and Thanos said in Infinity War, "No more resurrections this time." I
thought I did too. I said I felt that moment, like all that pain for Thor in that moment, and I felt it just to see him run off with, you know, the time stone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
not the time stone. The power stone. Excuse me.
Space stone.
You know, space stone. I can't even. I'm messing up today. You know what I'm saying? But he. What was I going to say? And then Gamora is silly to me too, because he sacrificed her. He threw her off the thing, and now she's back. But you know, maybe we'll actually get to see the deadliest assassin in the galaxy, because we never saw that shit. If you ask me. Like in that film, we kept hearing she's the deadliest assassin, but she did nothing to show us that she was deadly, right? Yeah. And then in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, she was more of a plot device in a lot of situations. And then in Infinity War, she was really a plot device, and she didn't do anything. Yeah. I was just like, you're a waste here. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I really don't care about Gamora at this point. But maybe there'll be some redemption there. Maybe she'll be a badass going into Guardians of the Galaxy 3 before
This is
before
before she
or
meets the
something.
team, so I think she's
Yeah.
gonna be full blown savage.
I mean, she knows who they are, but she
Yeah.
doesn't know them because I don't think we know she met her sister for sure in Star-Lord. I don't think she interacted with anybody else.
Yeah.
So she's knows who Star-Lord is, but she has no connection to him. Right. I know I just kind of jumped off topic. I do that sometimes. We can get back. I'm just jump. But it just like when you were talking about people dying, it made me think of that. So hopefully, Aunt May dying would be a great thing here. But how would you think if it was Ned? Do you think that
if it was Ned dying?
Do you think that it could make sense for his character? I mean, I know it won't be on the same brand or scale. I know it's not that same thing, but
they can do it. It's just that if I had any attachment to any emotional attachment to any character, I'm not emotionally like there was no characters in the Spider-Man films that was like, boom, that really pulled me to them. But like, if they kill him, it's like whatever to me. If they kill him, I'm not really invested in Ned that much to like, because in Spider-Man Far From Home, he wasn't really with Peter in that movie. He was with his girlfriend for the trip. Homecoming, he was there, but like he was more so a friend in that movie, being around Peter. Far From Home, Peter was more solo in that movie, trying to get his gift for Mary Jane, MJ. So they can do it, but I think all right. It makes sense if they do it like this. Let's say, in high school, people usually drift off, right? If Ned is slowly drifting off like he did in Far From Home when he got a girlfriend, he's totally switched up on Peter. He was focused on his girlfriend. He's like, hey, my girl before you. Deuces. He told Peter to go do his own thing. So if they have it to where Ned is at the movie slowly drifting away from Peter, like slowly drifting away, wait a minute. This nigga's about to be skinny as shit. When is this going to take place? Like a year later?
Hi, Joker.
Wait. All right. Let me ask you this: when do you think this movie's going to time jump? Because he's going to be skinny now.
I know.
How big would a time
jump? Because the thing of the matter is,
it can't take place.
Unless we're going to retcon and say, and that is what I'm. Ooh, I just thought about something. Remember with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, right? They had to do a lot of rewrites because everything that was going on, in our world, but I wonder if there's still somehow going to say, if they could, that the snap has caused some type of radiation, some type of cancer in some of these people, you know what I'm saying? And then on the other end, then mutants have been created. And then there's another sect of people that might not be infected or, affected at all. You know what I'm saying? So maybe Ned losing weight is a result of that. But also, I feel like I feel like where he is the character with the least amount of tie, you know what I'm saying? The way, who's Marvel going to pick? Who's Sony and Marvel going to pick to meet their demise?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To me, it makes sense for it to be Ned, but it could be a whole other thing, like with the snap. Like, I wonder is that how Jane Foster gets cancer? We don't know. Just think about it. We'll talk about that.
They have
in about 5 weeks.
These shows. Well, after WandaVision won't really focus on Snap. It's going to focus on Wanda. But Falcon and Winter Soldier, Loki won't really focus on Snap either. But Falcon and Winter Soldier, I think that's a show that's going to detail and give us more details on the Snap, because we need a show that's going to talk about what happens. Far From Home, barely. They joked about it. They didn't really touch up on it. They joked about it. So unless he shows an update, this Falcon Winter Soldier can really give us an update on like what the hell is going on with the snap. Like, is people getting sick? Are people turning into Inhumans and shit? Are they getting powered? Like, what's going on? Because I predict. I said this like years ago after Endgame and stuff. Like, like even in this when the Endgame trailers were coming out, my prediction was like, dang, everybody's gonna be sick and shit. You know, it's gonna be famine, people's gonna be sick and stuff, and I don't know, people may be having weird powers and shit. All this could happen, but they didn't show that in Endgame. So hopefully these shows are gonna show that, so we know. And going back to that time jump, all right, Spider-Man 3. Okay, let's say if we just going off a regular time jump, maybe this movie takes place 2 months later. You know, it given 2 to 3 months, you know, that's enough time for someone to work out, slim down. 2 to 3 months. So it makes sense that this movie takes place 2 to 3 months later. That means we won't get to see the because this is what I wanted. I wanted to see like the immediate response of everybody.
Yeah.
Like Peter goes to school the first day and everybody's like, "Yeah, it's Spider-Man." We won't get to see that because they are gonna have to time jump.
Yeah, he's gonna be a wanted man.
He's skinny now.
Yeah, I think he's gonna kind of be like hiding or something a little bit in the beginning, possibly. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think in the later half, but in the beginning, I think it's gonna be smooth sailing for a little bit.
Okay.
Until like if Thunderbolt Ross and them start to show up, like that's
why
you
think that because Mysterio looks like a hero to the world, right? And Spider-Man looks like the bad guy. So you think that Spider-Man's just going to be able to go to class on Monday?
Well, I think he'll still be able to go to class, but people's gonna be all like, "Well, Flash is gonna be a number 1 fan. Flash is gonna be all like, I don't believe that shit. I'm Spider-Man number 1 fan. You didn't kill nobody." So Flash is gonna switch up. Flash is gonna be the biggest fanboy. But no, he's going to get some backlash and stuff. But I will be honest. I really feel like he's going to go to school. And everybody's in the school like, "Yay, Spider-Man, yay!" I feel like that's going to happen. I can see it happening. I can see it.
If they do that, that makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah, I know it
wouldn't. I mean, that makes absolutely no sense.
Because
I feel like
I would do that too if I was in high school. If I found out my friend was Spider-Man, I'm like, "Hey, nigga, Spider-Man shit." I'm doing that shit. These are high school kids. They gonna do that shit.
And then what I thought about, what if in the beginning of the movie, you know, he did visit Doctor Strange or somebody or Scarlet Witch, and they just, you know, somehow, I mean, Scarlet Witch, I don't think so because what's going on, but maybe because we know Doctor Strange is going to be in there. So maybe he's even in there in the beginning and he helps Peter with his issue, makes people forget. And then, you know, a little bit later, we find out, oh, this is the multiverse thing going on. But I feel like,
or maybe,
I don't feel like that. I don't feel like they did all that setup just to in the next movie be like, "Oh, you can go to school Monday. It's all good. Nobody's hunting you. Nobody thinks you're a murderer." But
I hope they don't fumble.
I'd like to hear your point. I would like to hear what you got. What I like to hear your thought, because you know we see sometimes in these situations like Mando, even though it's smaller on a scale, right? I kept thinking, oh, you know, I was talking to you all about how he left this jetpack because of his honor, because he was frantic and he wasn't thinking and he was worried about, you know, baby Yoda, just to come to find out that he has the jetpack you know, in the next episode. Like, really? How'd you get that jetpack? That was dumb. That was sloppy. It was sloppy.
He had a jetpack?
Yeah, in the last episode he has a jetpack.
I didn't see it.
He just like, you know, I think it's near the end of the episode. It just shows up and I'm like, wow, yeah, there's the jetpack. So that's not the same thing as Mysterio, you know, framing him for murder, but it's, you know, they do things like that.
This is what I think. I think the high school kids are going to be high school kids and gas him up because he's Spider-Man, and not, they're going to be more surprised about him being Spider-Man. But the adults and stuff of the world, are going to take it more serious because, like, things a lot more seriously. So you brought up Doctor Strange. I think maybe the first half of the movie is him, let's say, for example, trying to go save a cat from a tree, and the old lady's like, "Oh, murderers, get away from me." You know, I think he's going to have a hard time trying to help people. And if they try to integrate the Sokovia Accords thing and really have like people that are, you know, issued by the government, the United Nations, to go and look for supers that are not checked in, then that'll be a good thing to have for now. And also in the first half, you have them trying to look for doctors. Go ask Hero for help, whether it's Hulk, Scarlet Witch, Falcon, somebody in New York, or going to look for Doctor Strange. He's just looking all over the place. He's getting chased by these little secret police and stuff that are sent by the government to go and grab Spider-Man, because now they know his identity. They know he's not checked and on these Sokovia Accords. So that can be something in the first half that they may do.
I'm going to bring in Tonio in too and get his thoughts on some of this stuff too.
Kidding here, Antonio. But
so what was I meant to ask you, out of all the news, I think I know what it is, but what is your what was the thing that got you excited the most?
Out of news-wise,
everything after Doctor, you know, Daredevil, all Toby, and I kind of know, but I think I know where you're going to go
for the Spider-Man thing.
Yeah, the got you excited for the film.
Oh, fucking Toby. He's a Superman of the Spider-Man.
Yeah,
he's the one. And I say it because of this. He's for sure the one with has a complete story.
Yeah.
And he's the one with the happy ending. So he's going to be like the more positive outlook of things when he comes in the movie. That's why, you know, he's going to be, you know, Andrew at the moment. Andrew, he graduated. He's not fully developed yet. Toby is a fully developed adult Spider-Man. And Andrew is fresh out of high school, and Tom is still in high school. He's going to be that. I think there's going to be a point in the movie where like they're all sitting down and purposing. They're all sitting down eating pizza, and they're chilling.
Yeah.
And they're just eating pizza. And they're both, Andrew's talking about how I lost Gwen. Tom's talking about, man, this shit's going on, you know, things with Iron Man and stuff and all this. And like, and mind you, Toby doesn't have an Iron Man and stuff in his universe. Like, you're gonna have Tom telling him things like, yo, this dude named Iron Man, Captain America, he got a shield and shit. This dude's tight. We got a dude called Black Panther, he's giant cat and shit. Toby's gonna be like, the hell? I mean, I'm the only hero in my universe. Like, what the freak is going on? You're gonna get so much of that. And then at some point, I think Toby's gonna bring it all together and give them a little bit of hope in their lives before they head back to their universes.
Yes.
Well, for that, give them some hope. Be the. And as I want to see Toby again, I want to see this man throw hands. I want to see his suit. I think his suit might be upgraded too. He probably upgraded his suit too. I bet you he upgraded his suit.
I wanted to ask you next because, you know, just because it's like the live action to Into the Spider-Verse, what if we get what if Andrew is in the beginning, right? And he dies, right? His Spider-Man dies or something, right? And then Toby is now this lost man who's having relationship issues with his wife. But he's still within all of that finds himself again by mentoring Tom. What do you think about that? Or do you feel like that he's going to be more of a, like, still that, you know, like he's going to be, I've got the family man still, you know, just out here killing it and everybody loving him as Spider-Man? Or do you feel that he might be more of a sad character a little bit, and then it gives him redemption and helps him by helping Tom Spider-Man? What do you think?
I think, well, just because I'm going off the Spider-Man 3, the way Spider-Man 3 ended.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing with the multiverse is that they can act as if Spider-Man 3 didn't exist. And because we don't know this is the thing that I'm trying to tread.
Spider-Man 3 to me is fine. I don't know why people hate on it so much.
I like the movie. It has its problem.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I mean, it has issues, but I thought that it's tight.
I don't know which time in the multiverse they're gonna grab this Toby. It can be after Spider-Man 2 Toby or Spider-Man 1 Toby. So they can pull him at any moment into this movie. But if they're going off after Spider-Man 3 Toby, the way that movie ended, what I'm assuming is him and Mary Jane got married. He's still being Spider-Man. Maybe they got a couple of kids. I think if anyone should have the most tragic thing going on in his life that hitting rock bottom, should be like Andrew Spider-Man in this movie. Because I'll be honest. You can say Andrew Spider-Man's Aunt May died. You can say Andrew Spider-Man lost Gwen. You can say Andrew Spider-Man lost it. Not best friend, but friend Harry to the side of evil. Like, there's a little bit more tragedy in his that you can go off of with his life in this movie. So that's why I think Andrew's gonna be the most depressing. I think he's gonna give a great acting performance too. I think he's gonna take that depression and go boom. Sally's gonna have me probably tearing and stuff. And Toby's gonna be in the movie trying to, hold everything together, be a glue. And I think Andrew and Tom is going to have probably a back and forth. They're going to bicker and stuff. You'll probably have a back and forth. Because Andrew may have a more Tom may have a more carefree outlook on things, and Andrew might have a more like realistic outlook on things. Like, look, nah, this is the world's like this. The world's fucked up. It goes like this. Tom's gonna be like, nah, the world is not like what you say it is. I think you're gonna get maybe a clash of those things. And Toby's gonna be all like, you're both right, but see this side, see this point of view here. But I don't think. Look, I'll be honest. I don't want them to do Toby dirty. Perk was joking about this earlier. He said Toby's gonna be in a wheelchair and shit. Nah, don't do Toby dirty. Let Toby have his happy ending. Let Toby be the happy ending Spider-Man.
Yeah, I feel I'm gonna read Landon's point as soon as you're done. Sorry, I'm sorry. I thought you were done. I'm trying not to interrupt you because He says, I feel like Toby will be both. He will have his ups and downs. Spider-Man 3 was amazing. I like it. I like it. Been watching that since I was 5. LOL. I love Spider-Man 3 myself. So Toby is my favorite Spider-Man. It's a little cheesy, but it's not good. But I love Toby as Spider-Man. And I can see
is probably my most rewatched Spider-Man.
Like even like now I watch. Me too. Like when my son got to be 4 years old, we watched it I had to watch it with him every day.
Yeah.
Every day we watched Spider-Man 3. Like every day. He's like, we watch Spider-Man. We watch Spider-Man. And Spider-Man 3, we watched it every freaking day. You know what I'm saying? And like I was like, why do people have an issue with this movie so much? Like to me,
I think
it had a lot of villains. Yeah, I mean, there are issues, but
I mean, it did well. Not to derail it too much, but with Spider-Man 3, I think if Venom's design was bigger and more muscular. Look, watch. If you put the Venom from 2018 in Spider-Man 3, nobody wouldn't dislike that movie.
Yeah, like but Topher Grace, I had issues with Topher. I just didn't like his performance. Like this Venom.
Oh yeah, Topher Grace, Eddie Brock.
Topher Grace, Eddie Brock was just like, oh God, like you're the worst part of this movie. I just want to mute it when you come on the screen. Like you're just a whiny little bitch. Like, like Eddie Brock shouldn't have been. I mean, he's just like some of the decisions he even made as an actor. I was like, this is stupid. And and they should have gave him some different direction there because he was just so whiny. He was so
they made him too much of a
like he was not sympathetic at all. Like you were supposed to feel for him in that moment, but I don't feel for him. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel for him at all. I feel like
he was too wimpy. He was like Eddie Brock. The Eddie Brock I know is usually a little bit more
tough
guy.
He's not scared.
Yeah, he's not really a small guy. He's a tough dude. He kind of looked out for Peter sometimes. Well, depending on which story you use.
Yeah, that is true.
He's either the one where him and Peter's parents both died in that plane crash. And they have a connection there, or it's just he's a random reporter butting heads with Peter. It depends which one you use, but Eddie Brock always been a big, kind of stern dude.
Let me read Nikki's comment. Yeah, Venom was the weakest part about 3, but I loved everything else. Toby gives Spider-Man such a heart, honestly. Yeah, he does. And like everybody who Bryce Dallas Howard was okay. Emma Stone, obviously, I mean, also it's a different time too. It was a little cheese, you know what I'm saying? But Bryce Dallas, she was okay, but
she was cool. She didn't do nothing.
yeah,
That made
she
me
didn't do a
feel like
lot. She
I
didn't do a
hate her.
lot, but
Yeah.
I mean, because she didn't have that much to go on, really, But she was okay. And now we're going to bring in Mr. Antonio. Me and Antonio like to put eyes in the chat as of late with swag because, people like to hate, right? About it. But here he comes. I hope his mic's on. He's going to turn his mic on, aren't you? Ready, Antonio?
I'm here.
What's
How are you?
Sup, Kata? I'm doing good. Sup, Kata? Sup, Ashley?
What's up?
Thank you
I'm
for letting
doing
me.
good.
Thank you for letting
Oh,
me on
it's
the
good
show.
I told you we're going to do it. So, I'm
Yeah.
glad to have you here.
Rock.
Spider-Man is my favorite hero, so this topic is I like this topic. Spider-Man 3 is gonna be. I hope it's good, but I don't know. It's starting to get weird now.
Or you think it's getting too overcrowded, or what do you think? Too much? Taking on
This
too
is
much?
well, okay. If the reports are true, so this is the villains, right? Scorpion.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, Craven, Mysterio, who we have to explain if he's dead or not.
Mm-hmm.
Vulture,
Mm-hmm.
Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2,
Yeah.
Alfred Molina, Green Goblin from Amazing Spider-Man 2, Dane DeHaan, and then you got Jamie Foxx's Electro, and then you got the original Green Goblin, who was dead. You have to explain why he's coming back, and then you have to explain. Well, I don't know if this is kind of a spoiler, but I don't know if I should say it. But there is another villain apparently. So,
yeah,
that's just, to me, that's a little too much. Like, I don't know if that, like, I like all those villains except for maybe the one Green Goblin of Dane DeHaan, but
yeah, that's what I feel like that's
why
what
is he
we're
in
getting
the?
Sharon here.
There's
With
just no
all these
need.
different villains, I
But you
feel
have to-
like Mysterio's going to be a benefactor of
Yeah,
some
Mysterio.
kind, and
Doc
then we're
Ock
going to have
for sure.
and then we're going to have everybody else kind of be like this multiverse Sinister Six team, which makes more sense than everybody else that they were talking about, making a Sinister Six film with. But possibly that's not what's going to happen. But it just seems like that to me with all these villains. And, I mean, to me, Sony likes to do a lot and rush a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But whereas in conjunction with the MCU, I feel like if we're getting this many villains,
it's a lot.
Then there's a reason for it. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
maybe like I said, Norman Osborn coming in and some of these other people, maybe it's gonna lead it to the Dark Avengers. I don't know. But I thought it was Thunderbolts coming, but maybe it's
Thunderbolts are definitely coming.
Are we gonna get both?
This movie better be 3 hours. This is a lot.
I think this movie needs to be like Endgame length. Like this movie needs to be long because you have to explain. So Mysterio is kind of explainable of why because he could have easily faked it or whatever. I don't know. Yeah. But Doc Ock clearly, I don't know. Doc Ock, I don't know how you explain that. He was drowning in the ocean. Oh, how do you explain Norman Osborn? He literally got stabbed by his own glider. Like, we saw those guys die.
Unless this is a
different universe.
Some weird it's still William Dafoe, but it's not necessarily Toby's.
Well, you know
what I mean?
Well, maybe it's the universe where he won.
I think that's what they're gonna do. I think.
Why are they bringing back?
Just like I said earlier, I think they're going to grab. So there's going to be
these villains are going to take up quite a bit of time.
Yeah,
because I think
the villains will.
The villains will definitely take up time. Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Like, villain.
Yeah.
That's going to probably pull them from the past. He's going to grab a specific one at a specific point. He will not grab. He may not grab William Dafoe at the moment when he dies and gets stabbed by the glider. He may grab him in the middle of Spider-Man 1.
Well, my biggest thing is, why are you bringing back Dane DeHaan's Green Goblin of Harry Osborn? His is pretty weak when you actually compared to Spider-Man 3. That guy's OP. He was.
Oh, you talking about James Franco?
Yeah, his Green Goblin.
Why are we not Oh wait, okay, wait. James Franco, I think got canceled, so that's why we can't bring James
Oh
Franco
man.
back. But
like
James Franco,
I want him to come back to his
he's
hair.
the most powerful goblin. Like
like
they made him do
why
some
we bring?
weird stuff.
I didn't even like that other guy's Harry really that much. You know what I'm saying?
His Harry
Like
made no
to
sense.
me, James Franco in my mind until we get a new young guy to be Harry is Harry in me.
Don't
Because
get the
that
trash.
guy was horrible. Like he didn't have the I mean like Harry's supposed to be, you know, hot too and have, you know, all this charisma. And like to me, as soon as he stepped up into the film, he was creepy. He was
weak.
He was
felt
weird,
really weak to me.
creepy, and didn't have the right energy or none of it going on for me. So, and he's coming back. What is that actor's name? Do y'all know what his name is?
Dane DeHaan.
Okay.
That's I don't like his Green Goblin. His Green Goblin is weak. This is
problem. This is problem is Green Goblin. This is why I hate it. I hate it when they do this to Harry. Having like I noticed in Spider stories they have like Harry go on trips and stuff, and he'll like disappear for a long time, and he doesn't really have an established relationship with Peter. The reason James Franco works is because he was going through high school with Peter, and
they were friends,
like consistently around each other.
Yeah.
In Spider-Man 1, if you go watch Amazing Spider-Man 1, you would have never thought that Peter and Harry was friends because it would have been up in the air as like, why isn't Harry at the school?
Yeah.
He wasn't even in the movie. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's why I don't like the stories when they do that to use Harry's character like that. They make him disappear for a long time. It goes like Europe or something or some other country, and he comes back. It's weird, you know. They're more distant friends than you are close friends.
I'd be okay with it if they had shown, like in Spider-Man PS4, they show, okay, this is an older Spider-Man, and he was friends with Harry, and now Harry isn't here because he's off on a trip. And I buy that. I don't buy what they gave me in the Amazing Spider-Man 2 is that they were friends as kids. They never even showed a flashback or nothing.
Yeah,
he was never talked about in the first movie. You might have been just better introducing him in the film. They kind of become close or something. I don't know.
I know. It just to me it was awkward.
Could have done it way better. It made no sense. And then
and then as soon as we meet him, it's like his progression is it's like so
evil
quick.
Immediately.
Yeah, like we're friends. 20 minutes later, I'm evil. It's like
but him being evil makes no sense. He's like, I want your blood, but it's like my blood will kill you. So why are you trying? You make no. It just makes no sense.
We'll see.
That whole movie.
No, KDOT.
No.
Can't defend that. Can't defend that.
Amazing Spider-Man. I have that movie.
Hear me out. Hear out the blasphemy.
All right.
Let's not forget Harry owns Oscorp now. The biggest biggest scientific research place.
He was not going to change the blood.
No. Even Peter doesn't know if his blood will kill.
He did. He saw only him.
He didn't know. He did not know that.
He did because if I remember in the movie, they talk about only Parker's because of his dad or whatever. He did something weird with the spiders. They basically made it so that Peter was designed only to get bit by the spider, because if anyone else did, they'd die. And then he I don't know. He saw that stupid trailer or the train car with all his dad's stuff, and that's what I got from it. Is it pretty much explained you can't give out the blood because A, it'll kill people, and second off, it isn't a cure yet. I mean, either way, the problem was Harry going evil so fast, and then he started working with Electro for no reason, and in that movie, I think that's way worse than Spider-Man 3. And in that movie, it had just the same amount of villains, except except it was worse. Actually, I'd say it was worse in my opinion. Rhino wasn't even in the movie, and Electro was cool. But he looked trash, and his whole reason for being a villain too was trash. He was a villain because Spider-Man didn't remember his name. I mean, I get that, but like, not really. Actually, I don't know. It's just terrible.
Brother Dot.
What? Oh, what?
Brother Dot sent us $10, and that's my brother Dot.
Nice.
I ain't saying
Thank you.
Dollars. What y'all talking about? I ain't saying no money.
You don't want me out here saying your government name now.
I ain't saying no.
Oh, I love your name, your real name, though. It's so cute. But yeah, thank you. Well, I'm not gonna say it.
I know because I donated, but I won't say.
Yeah, he's tight.
For sure, I bet y'all $50 y'all won't say it.
I won't say it. I will definitely not say your name. I won't say anybody's name unless they tell me it's okay to say their name.
Sure. Now we'll leave it up. We'll let everybody else figure it out along the way.
You guys,
just like how it took me to, just how long it took me to realize Jody's name. I'm just let it go. I'll let the chat figure.
You didn't know Jody's name?
Yeah, Joseph.
I didn't know that was MSK's name though. That's when I was like a while ago. I mean, I've known for a while now, but I was like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? They got the same name too. I shouldn't have said that because you just said his name. It says, I know he was talking to Nikki, but I wanted to read this point here. It says, seeing Harry find out that Peter is Spider-Man in SP2 was heartbreaking as a kid.
Built up perfectly.
I cried, like literally cried
in
that moment because I felt so bad. Hi, Squeezy. How are you? Hi, Meekins.
What's up, Squeezy?
And we said we were not going to do that, brother, kid, and you did it, and you spelled it wrong too. So that's an L for you.
L, kid. L. It's
L.
L's. Everybody put L's in the chat for kid. Everybody put an L in the chat for kid. Yeah, I mean, Nikki, like I used to be like have pictures of James Franco everywhere. So yeah, he's like
he's like Shia LaBeouf. You can take them to put them in a role, and believe it or not, they can do it. That's how they're underrated actors.
His Harry is underrated. I don't think people give him enough credit for being. People. He's actually integral to those movies, and I actually enjoyed him personally.
Yeah, I did too. I mean, I wasn't laughing at what you said. I looked at kids' comments. No, to me, James Franco was like the whole dynamic with him and Peter, and you know, through the whole it just to me it was like a very big and I enjoyed every minute of it.
He should have been the main villain of Spider-Man 3.
And then when he came back, but I liked it that he had that redemptive moment though. I did like that because they were friends, and that even made me cry. I loved every minute of it. So
I just didn't like. I think in Spider-Man 3, it's not a bad movie. It's just not. It could have been better. I think get rid of Sandman. If you get rid of Sandman and you do the symbiote right or whatever, and you make Venom, just make Venom more powerful. Then could do that.
The only issue that I had within the Sandman thing is like that little cheesy moment with him and his little daughter, because like I said, if I have a cheesy moment in a film, it takes me out of it, and if I don't believe your motivations, I cannot accept it, right? So that was the only moment there. Now, if I go back and I watch it, like the whole thing is like, I know it's a different time period, but it's just like, and that's that, but I still love it for what it is, right?
Yeah.
But what's weird to me is when we talk about Venom now, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he looks more like the character, but it was like they watched, the original Spider-Man trilogy, and then they just camped it up, and that's the kind of film they made with Venom. You know what I mean?
Well, with Venom, they kind of skipped a lot of storyline.
The new one. Well, they had to because
they didn't have a Spider-Man
because they were doing without Spider-Man. Yeah, he didn't have a Spider-Man.
But
I'm saying the cheesiness stuff of it was a cheesy film.
I mean, I've watched Venom I think half the movie, and then it was just I didn't really like it. But I've seen. Well, I pretty much know everything about the movie. I need to rewatch it, but it was kind of to me. I didn't really like it. I didn't like
Venom.
I didn't like the villain. I thought Venom was kind of cool, but could have been done better. I personally don't like it because I think, I don't know if they're trying to gatekeep Venom from Marvel. Because if they are, I don't like that.
Well, I mean, Sony owns the rights to him, so but
it just feels like they are doing
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I feel like when it comes to Marvel and Sony, that Spider-Woman thing is happening, and so we know that Tom isn't going to go anywhere anytime soon.
Oh yeah, he's staying.
Because they're going to do another film together. They're going to do Spider-Woman, which is exciting for Secret Invasion, because we remember the part, Antonio, where we think that Spider-Woman is dead and it's the Squirrel Princess, right? So I feel like that's going to happen at some point. Whether it be after the Spider-Woman film or if it's before, and we kind of get this small introduction to the character. Because I feel like the Secret Invasion show is going to show how they crept up into the situation, and then I don't know if it's going to be shown in Captain Marvel, or no, I know Captain Marvel was going to have Secret Invasion tie-ins, but I feel like we're going to get that film that shows the big aftermath, how everyone's a Skrull in these different situations. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the show is going to build it up.
Can I say this about Secret Invasion before? Because I do want to say one thing.
Go for it.
My thing with Secret Invasion is I'm actually not sure what they're going to do with the show. I'm kind of at the point where it's like, I got to do something. All right. Yeah, I had to fix my computer.
You're fine.
I would say I actually feel like they're not going to. I don't know. With Secret Invasion, I'm iffy because with the Skrulls, they kind of. And Captain Marvel, they were like, oh, they're good guys, but I don't know if I don't know if I can buy them being evil again. I don't think I can do that. Like I'll try to if they could do it right. But I feel like it's just too late.
There you go, Squeezy.
Antonio, I think if they do the they may do like a Skrull faction war, and
that's what I think.
Yeah, they may just say Talos and them are the good ones. I think what Kevin Feige was trying to go for in Captain Marvel was that all Skrulls aren't bad. Even though the majority of Skrulls we see are bad. But all Skrulls aren't bad.
But they made them look so black and white. Like, you know what I mean? They made it look like, they are evil, and then they switch it up so it's like, oh no, they're all good.
I've got like this little theory that something's going to happen to Talos, and then he might flip.
I feel like they're lying. He might.
I feel like, or there's something that's going to happen. Maybe he's going to lose his wife and his child, and then he's going to flip out, and then he's going to start this thing. Or maybe there's still good Skrulls that are out here, and then we're going to be introduced to Super Skrulls, and maybe they're the ones that are evil. You know what I mean? Maybe it's going to be that. I don't know.
I think they should do
maybe it'll be that, and then Talos will still be a good guy. But I feel like they might, for a character arc, show us something that affects him, that hurts him, and then he's going to make a decision. Maybe he felt like Nick didn't protect him in a situation, and he's going to flip it, and he's going to, lead a revolution, an army full of Skrulls.
I think I have a theory of how they could do it.
Let me hear it.
All right, so in the comics, the Skrulls. So if you haven't read the comic, I'm going to spoil it.
I have.
So
Brother Dot, is anybody?
If you're interested in reading it, at least.
Yeah.
All right. So basically, in the comic,
go ahead and spoil away.
The Illuminati.
Do you want to wait? Do you want to read it though, Brother Dot? Did you want to read it? He's mute. You're muted.
You're on mute, dude.
Go ahead and spoil it. Just go
Are
ahead.
you sure? Do you want to read it? Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna be so quick to read it, so you can go ahead and spoil
it. Okay. You might forget it then.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot to unpack. So all I know.
Spoiler alert for trash. Right, Meekins. Right, Meekins. You're a dick face. Okay, go ahead, Antonio.
All right. So the Illuminati, who's consisted of Doctor Strange, Professor X, Black Bolt, Iron Man, Namor, and I don't know if he was in that team at the time, but I'm forgetting someone else. I don't know who I'm forgetting. But basically they're Reed Richards, and they're just a team, and they're all the smart people of the Marvel universe. Some of them are kings of their of Atlantis, which is Namor, and they basically go to the Kree and Skrull they went to the Skrull because there was a war at the time called the Kree Skrull War, and they basically were like, "Hey, if you come back to Earth, we're gonna hurt you." And the Skrulls laughed, and they pretty much, I don't know what they knocked them out and tested on them, and they designed the Super Skrulls, and they designed them to be able to. I don't know if this is what I got. I don't know. I could be wrong. But they start shape-shifting and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't think Black Panther was in the Illuminati at that point, because that's when him and Doctor Strange had it fallen out.
He wasn't in the Illuminati at the time.
Yeah, he was not. He was not in it because Namor was there.
It was Namor, and
and they
all the Skrulls started. They pretty much became an Earth society, and they were famous people.
They were leaders. Some of your favorite heroes. Everybody was a Skrull.
And the thing that showed that was a Skrull was Jessica Drew, Spider-Woman, being revealed that it actually wasn't her. It was the Skrull Queen, I believe.
Yeah, when she dies. You think everybody thinks Spider-Woman dies in this moment, and it's the Skrull. She's not the Queen. She's a Skrull princess.
Oh,
she's the Skrull princess. Yeah.
Basically, it's revealed she's the Skrull. But.
Yeah, and then it also works good for Marvel and Sony to do the Spider-Woman film together also, because Marvel has the rights to Jessica Drew as a SHIELD agent.
Yeah.
And we know what side Sony has. Yeah. So by them doing it together, we're going to get a
complete story,
a full developed character too. We get to see her before she's Spider-Woman, and Jessica Drew is a tight character, so I like her.
But I want to say my theory real quick.
Yeah, go ahead. My
theory is that I think this could either be really bad or really good. Either they're gonna do not all Skrulls are good, or they're gonna do this one where it's basically so the Kree are just bad people, but the Skrulls they kind of need a new planet, and this could help with the Fantastic Four movie because a certain Galactus ate their planet, so they need a new planet, and basically they already have a lot connected to Earth. So Telios or whatever, they'll switch up on Nick Fury in this whole time while Nick Fury's up in space help building whatever they're building. He's actually helping them build weapons against Earth's heroes and whatever, I don't know. And basically I think what they're gonna do is trick Nick Fury, and while he's up there he's gonna be looking at they're gonna be saying stuff like Operation I don't know, whatever. They're gonna change. And he's like, wait, what are you talking about? And then I think that's where Nick Fury will be kept, up there and arrested by the Skrulls or whatever. And we might see more heroes go there. And they could do that, but I feel like it's kind of just too late. But I'm not sure. I mean, I hope whatever they do is good.
Okay. Hi, Squeezy.
Hey, Ashley.
How are you? You want to give us your thoughts here? Catholic. There you go, hon.
This is
that's for you, hon.
The Marvel topic or the Spider-Man topic?
Tobey Maguire.
We're talking about Spider-Man.
Toby
all right now.
So
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. So this is what I'm getting on. Since I'm a huge fan of Spider-Man.
That's going to be the Baxter building, Brill. I'm sorry. I just want to say, I believe since we're getting a Fantastic Four film, that might be the Baxter building because it makes sense. I mean, it just makes sense because Fantastic Four is coming.
What's
why not? Why not make it the Baxter building? It's the perfect. It's the perfect build-up. It's the perfect build-up. There's no need to. Some people were like, "Oh, it's Oscorp." No. Make it the Baxter building. And they're right there.
It's
perfect. I think
if it isn't, then I'll be surprised.
I would
what I'm
too.
Saying? But just
it makes more sense to give it to the Fantastic Four because their origin. You can pretty do their origin whenever you want now.
Yeah,
I think it's coming in. I think they're coming in Ant-Man 3.
They can just be young, up and coming heroes. And just the case now that Tony is the more superior scientist with more experience. And they just be young, up and coming scientists who are young. They go into space. They get hit by the cosmic.
I think they're actually going to be kind of like Captain America. And they're going to be a team out of time, and they're going to be stuck. They're going to be stuck in this quantum realm, and they're actually from the 60s. You know, I feel like
I heard a theory like that.
You know, I feel the Fantastic Four, from everything that it looks like, especially when they're talking. They explained all of that in Ant-Man to build up for him to be, you know, stuck in the time vortex and then to lead us down this line. But it also makes sense now that they've explained all these things that are with, you know, these time vortexes, and we see that little city, you know, in the background, and you know, we know that when she came out, she had powers. So if they get their powers, you know, within the quantum realm, and they're stuck there, you know, for how many years? 40, you know, 50 years or so. Yeah, it's going to make sense for them to, you know, have powers, and then there'll be a team out of time instead of a man out of time. So that's what I think is going to happen with that.
I heard a theory like that they wanted to do, Fantastic Four in the 60s, fast forward them, just pretty much do what they did with Cap, but differently. I mean, I think what they could do, and this would help them introduce a lot of people, but how they get their powers with the cosmic rays, it depends. Now, if they do the quantum realm, the quantum realm blasts them with radiation and they get it there. They could do it like that. Or what I think they should do is the ship gets lost somewhere in space, and you know, there's a lot of cosmic energy for no reason, right? There's just a lot of cosmic energy. You know, you realize maybe it's because of Galactus, and the cosmic energy hits them, and that would explain their powers. The only problem is I don't know how you explain the time thing.
So I can actually.
I feel like, you know, I just like, to me. So Hank Pym's going to hire the Fantastic Four to explain the quantum realm, and that's how they're going to get. No, Hank Pym is not going to hire anybody to go explore something. Hank Pym's going to do it himself. Him and Janet and Hope.
Go ahead, Shizzy, I'm sorry. A little bit with 3 particular characters that's going to help out with the whole Spider-Man universe. So you guys spoke about certain characters, but you forgot to mention the godmother of pretty much the Spider.
Madam Web. That'd be
Madam Web. Madam Web is the sole source of where Spider-Man and all the other Spider-Man get their sources from. With that being said, if they do a video or a movie or however you want to do it, put her at the center focus, put Peter Parker there, and then that's going to open the door for all the other universes. And if you need more explanation and more detail, you can bring in maybe Doctor Strange or Reed Richards as far as the whole time thing. But you have to put Madam Web as the main focus. They're going to make more movies. They're going to open the door for more movies, more shows using this concept as the focal point.
And we did hear rumors about a Madam Web movie. And I wonder if maybe she's going to actually, maybe she wasn't having her own movie, but maybe she's going to be in the Spider-Woman film. Yeah, that's what I started to think, because, you know, there was all these rumors about her getting her own film, but she might be still, you know, we don't know.
She is the key to the success of multiple Spider-Mans.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm good with that.
Kurt. Yes,
but the biggest problem with Madam Web is I feel like at this point in this movie, I don't know if I would want that, but I don't know, because like I'm starting to think that maybe they might add too many people. Because
I mean, I get what you're saying.
No, I don't think it's going to be. You say You think so? You feel that that she's coming in in Spider-Man 3? Is that what you're saying, Squeezy?
No, what I'm saying is, that's what I'm saying. Spider-Man 3, that should be the sole reason of why that would happen. That's the only reason, because she has the focus point and the telepathic abilities to make that happen. She knows every Spider-Man in the universe.
Disagree.
I think if we're gonna get Madam Web, it would be in a Spider-Verse, like a Spider-Verse Into the Spider-Verse 2, a sequel, or a dedicated Spider-Verse.
What I'm saying is she's the cause for the Spider-Verse is what I'm saying. She's the focal point. With her, it'll explain why there's a multiverse that's even happening. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, well, I think I can agree with she gives him all his powers and stuff. What I won't say is I don't think she's gonna be in this movie, although it would make sense. She comes at the end and she explains to them, "You guys are all Peter Parkers." Yes, because it's because Peter Parker, you're meant to be a Spider-Man. In some universes, there just isn't a Peter Parker or whatever.
Right.
But I don't think she'll be the reason. I think they're not gonna have her in this movie. Mainly because they've just added so many characters that at this point it's super clogged up.
I'm
and
really
not only that, they have an easy way of explaining it already. They're gonna use Scarlet Witch. We already know she's gonna be the reason for this. They already explained it in the press conference. They said whatever happens in WandaVision that makes Doctor Strange like this, it's gonna make Spider-Man 3 also like that.
And then Andy talked about how Toby was going to be in Multiverse of Madness too, as part of that team to, restore the multiverse. So this is going to be interesting. I'm definitely worried about this movie.
That is kind of weird. That is kind of weird. That
wait. Toby's supposed to be in Multiverse.
I don't think it's that weird.
Yeah, he's supposed to be part of the team that's going to restore the multiverse back to its normal state.
The GOAT Spider-Man doing it. Think about it, KDOT. The GOAT Spider-Man.
Just think.
Let's
go.
Mean,
when you think about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is going to be a very, it's basically.
Oh, and Sam Raimi's directing that one too, so he's directing it.
That'll
could be bigger than.
I think there's a reason why John Watts is directing a new Fantastic Four movie and not a Spider-Man 4. I think they might be getting a new director for like the continuation of the Spider-Man trilogy.
I'm glad.
You never know. It might be Sam Raimi. I mean, there's a reason why he's in the Marvel fold now, so you never know. What
that'd
can
be
awesome, but
that'd be good.
I think now that you guys explained it to me as far as Wanda is concerned, I didn't know that part that she's going to be like the focal point. I didn't know.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
but she's the catalyst. Yeah,
she's the whole reason why this is happening.
But it's not Wanda on her own, obviously. So something is, it's like I feel like. It is.
That's cool. No, I said you guys clarified. It's cool that they're doing it, but when it comes to like specifically Spider-Man, it doesn't really make too much sense. And this is why I mentioned
it affects the overall universe.
This isn't just the Spider-Man multiverse.
It's affecting the overall.
Okay,
because Tom is in the MCU. Even you know what I'm saying. So. What's going to happen here is the things that are happening with her time warping ability and her being in this, this static, TV reality world. I feel like like I've said before, and I'm not going to keep talking because I'm going to talk about WandaVision tomorrow. So I'm trying not to talk about it too much.
Okay.
Is basically here is that the things that she's sending back through, like when she sends Monica Rambeau back through into the main timeline, possibly that those things that she's actually sending back out are what's causing these rifts. You know what I'm saying? That's what I believe is what's going to happen. Just that basic thing. There's more to it than that, but we'll talk about that another day.
Well, I'll be watching that whenever that you drop that. So
definitely need to watch this.
Ashley and Nikki tomorrow, everything. And then we also have a trailer breakdown that breaks all that down. If you want to go back and watch that squeezy that we did yesterday.
No, I saw that. I watched.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, then you kind of got that, but we'll break down more of it as we go.
That's why I said I was kind of confused a little bit. But now that you broke it down to me, I get it now. So
yeah. Okay.
So do you think mutants are going to be involved with the whole Wanda stuff too, like a whole House of M type of deal? Because that'd be way too much.
Because House of M, West Coast Avengers, and the Tom King, the Vision story by Tom King. These three are the three that they're adapting. Like this has come, this is what we know these things. So if I feel like what from House of M we might get. I know that nobody's going to become a killer, obviously, or anything like that. It'll be her warping reality, shattering it, and then possibly at the end for some, I don't know. I don't think she's going to snap her fingers and say more mutants because I think that would be stupid.
Please don't snap.
Yeah.
Too many snaps.
We have enough snaps. So I feel like
all her needs to snap is her brain.
I think the mutants are
crazy.
But we also know that there are mutants in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Right.
So I'm trying to think. If
I don't want her to be the reason for it, though.
I don't want her to be the reason for it either. I think that the Eternals and the Eternals and the snap itself is going to be, like there might be there was this dormant mutant gene that stay dormant in these people. and they snap, and when the snap happened,
the radiation
we have 3 snaps on Earth here, right?
Mm-hmm.
These people are now, their mutant genes have been activated. I feel like that is going to be the thing that makes the most sense.
I think,
or is it possibly, the multiverse, Doctor Strange in the multiverse, and then all these crazy things are going on, and then in this alternate reality, there's this thing going on.
I think personally, what they're gonna do, because I don't think it's gonna be Wanda and Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. I just think let's that's already a big enough task. Just have that be a multiversal thing. Don't let it explain mutants. I don't want that because it's already easily explainable. Either you do it the Ultimates route and the government starts making mutants, which I don't want, or which obviously is why we're having Eternals. Because the whole reason why we're having Eternals, in my opinion, is it adds more to the universe, but it's mostly for the X-Men and for mutants, because the Eternals connect to the Celestials and Earth, and that connects to mutants. So I think the mutant gene's just something's gonna happen. Either a disease happens, and then all of a sudden people who are surviving from it are turning into mutants, and then people are afraid of this disease, or maybe the snap open up mutant genes because humans got to get ready for a bigger threat because the radiation from the Infinity Stones open them up. I don't know. So it's better explained that way than the multiverse way, which I personally don't want that.
What I was thinking was they're doing the whole in the comics right now. The mutants are, I don't know what I forgot the place they're on,
Krakoa.
but Krakoa, yeah. So maybe like the mutants are on Krakoa or Genosha or an asteroid M type of deal. They're banished or something, and maybe Magneto's over there and he's plotting revenge, or like they could do something like that. That's what I was thinking. Or another thing I was thinking was the whole snap created the radiation, right?
Yeah.
And then I was thinking about it, and because I read Miss Marvel, I like Miss Marvel as a character, and it was the Terrigen Mist or something that gave her humans. Maybe instead of
humans,
right? But maybe they make her a mutant instead of an Inhuman.
Nah,
I
don't want the Terrigen Mist. I don't like the Inhumans at all, personally.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna bring the Inhumans at all. That's what I was saying. Maybe they make Miss Marvel a mutant instead of Inhuman. Mutant. Yeah, that makes more sense.
But I don't want them to bring in the Terrigen Mist and stuff. Nah,
that's what. Yeah.
Just get rid of that.
Right.
I don't like the Inhumans at all. Like, they suck. They're like trashy mutants. Like, I'm not trying to be mean, but
no, they're
bad. Get them out of here.
All right. Quick thing, you guys. I think we should overall we should start to give our final thoughts on this whole Spider-Man 3 thing, how this is going to play out, how we think this movie is going to play out, just how it's all going to go. Because we do have to get ready to wrap up soon.
Yeah, sorry. My house is getting loud now.
Let's go with that.
Families.
Anybody want to go first? And I'll let
I'm going to mute myself.
I'll go close to last with his blasphemy that everybody's ready to hear. Blasphemy.
I tell you what, I'll go first. I think the Spider-Man 3 film, right?
Yeah,
that's about to come out. I think it'll do well. It's also going to open a lot of doors into Spider-Man's I guess multiverse, and that's going to bring in more money for the MCU. And Spider-Man's not going anywhere. This movie will cement him staying for a long time.
He's staying.
Yeah, regardless. And then this is also going to open doors and close doors with future stories, like the mutant per se. But I just don't know exactly how they're going to do it. It's specifically with Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I'm not sure if they can handle these mutants, bro. But I'm not going to get into that.
Not at all.
I don't see it, but they will open the door, and I think this movie will be a decent film, an enjoyable film. Let's just say that. Mm-hmm. And that's all I have to say on that.
Wants to go next?
I guess I'll go next. As a Tom Holland fan, I'm worried for this movie.
Hater.
I don't hate.
Toby's the GOAT, bro.
You know what? I grew up on Tobey Maguire.
I'm not saying you're a Toby hater. I'm just saying, just admit that Toby's better in every way possible.
I'll say his arc's better. But as an actor, I rewatched Spider-Man 1 last night, and he made like one of two expressions that whole movie.
Those movies are old, though. You got to give it the benefit of the fact.
Movies a movie, G.
Back to the Future is old and it's still awesome. Like, you know,
I mean, Spider-Man 1's still awesome. He's just
I'll say
not the greatest Spider-Man in the
age
mask.
very well. I will say they don't age well with some of the jokey and the cheese, right?
I agree with that. I'll agree with
but
that.
if you watch it and think about where it was in that moment, you can appreciate it.
Right,
That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah. And I grew up with Tom Holland. I had a Tom Holland. I grew up with Tobey Maguire. I had a Tobey Maguire backpack when I was in first grade. I had all the action figures. You know, I was the biggest fan for those movies. I'm just worried about this movie. I hope it doesn't get all like mixed up and just gets too confusing, like, you know, how it was in Endgame. I hope it's a linear story plot that just works. You know, we'll see what happens. I'm not holding my breath that it's going to be amazing, but so it is what it is.
I'll go next. Hopes for this movie. Obviously, I hope it's good, which I'm pretty sure it's gonna be good. I feel like Marvel, they know what to do with team movies and everything. They know how to make it pop in. They know how to make it fluent. So I trust that it'll be fine. There's a lot of villains. I am right. I also forgot to mention earlier. After I think it was 9 villains I mentioned, they're gonna have Sandman. So if they're gonna have everyone in here, let's maybe bring back Harry Osborn from Spider-Man 3. But nah, I hope it's a good movie. I hope.
Antonio, Andy also said that Ned Leeds might come back as
which would mean 4 goblins.
Which
I don't want. I feel like
I don't want that.
Save that for another movie.
That's gonna bring a bad taste in my mouth.
Honestly, I like
save that for another movie.
Best friends fighting each other, kind of a Harry Osborn.
Save it though, Ned. Nah, it makes no sense. You need to build that up. You can't just build that up within one movie. And especially with what we have in this movie, we're having to build. We're gonna have to explain deaths or explain different multiverse.
Yeah,
it's a little bit much. I think keep that for another movie. Yeah. Set up the fact that maybe in this movie, because I believe there will be another trilogy of Tom Holland Spider-Man, because he's definitely staying in the universe. He's not leaving by any chance. And this movie, like Squeezy said, will cement it.
I have to disagree with you with the Tom Holland trilogy part. I don't think there will be.
He might not get more movies, but he's definitely staying in the universe.
No. The thing is with Tom Holland is originally, let's talk about this. That was a 6-film arc. Okay, so unless they've made those changes, it's still supposed to be a 6-film arc.
So he gets 3 more, or what?
It's supposed to be a 6-film arc. Originally, that was the plan. It was to see him go through high school into college, and by the time the end of college, we're going to be introduced to Miles. That was the plan.
And by the end,
I don't know if the plans changed. Because, with everything that's going on, the plan might have changed, but that was the original plan. I'm going to mute myself again.
Yeah.
Thank you for the correction, Ashley.
I think he might get 3 more movies, or he might not. Either way, I hope this movie's good, although it would have been better if they saved this maybe for another movie, because I feel like Tom would have needed 1 more movie just before this. But either way, I think they're going to do it nicely. And
I think this would have worked better if it was an animated movie, like Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
It would have, but I also don't want it to be. I want it to be live action, because I've seen Tom in live action. I've seen Toby and Andrew in live action. Let's do this in live action, because I want to see them all together in live action. Like, I want to see that. And personally, I don't really have any other things to say other than in this movie.
He's being selfish. That's all.
Toby better be... Because Andrew, I don't know what they might make him the superior Spider-Man, or I don't know what they'll do with him. But with Toby, I think they're gonna make him an older Spider-Man.
Batman, like old Bruce Wayne type of bat. It's gonna be
he's a little bit. I don't think he's gonna be that old.
Well,
I feel like he's gonna be like the Spider-Verse. Like he's gonna be the guy.
Yeah.
Right.
That guy.
He knows everything.
He's maybe at this point, and he's had some missteps possibly. And then Andrew, he might not die, but he might be the one that dies.
I think if any of them die, it's definitely not Toby, because we know Multiverse of Madness and we love his character.
Please let it be Andrew.
And they're not killing Tom. They're gonna kill it.
I hope they do kill Andrew. Actually.
Oh, whoa! You don't like his Spider-Man?
No, I don't. But I think
out of all
I
three.
don't like his Spider-Man, but I feel like it would be good for the story too.
It makes sense with his arc, you know, like go out like a hero, because he didn't really have that moment at the end of Amazing Spider-Man, and the fact at the end of Amazing Spider-Man too.
You know, I feel like he might be the one that has the least to lose as well. You know what I'm saying? So if it's him taking a sacrifice,
it makes the most sense for the story. I just want to hear that classic Spider-Man 1 or the Spider-Man trilogy theme when I see Tobey.
Oh, the Danny Elfman theme?
Yeah, other than that, I mean, I feel like the movie's going to be good. I am worried about it, but I feel like it'll be fine. Yeah. That's all I got to say.
Makes sense.
Oh, KDOT'S turn.
All right, KDOT'S.
All right, time for the blasphemy.
Oh boy.
All right, you guys. Nobody can ever tell me that this will not be one of the best looking. I think the action is gonna be on point. It's gonna be the best, probably one of the best. This is gonna look great. It's gonna look great. It's gonna look amazing. This whole movie, right? But my biggest thing is, I don't think the story will be that great. But the nostalgia and the visuals all gonna look great. The nostalgia visuals gonna be on point
for sure.
But the story, this is three movies all in one. You have Spider-Man's Identity, which can be its own movie. Spider-Man's Identity Exposed, Sinister Six, which is damn near its own movie, and Multiverse Plot, which is its own movie. So you have all these stories, boom, and this movie going to be very crowded. So I don't think the story is going to be as tight-knit as we expect it to be. But at the end of the day, I think the nostalgia and the visuals of it will be enough for me to, be all like, I can ride with this. I can vibe with this. I think it'll be enough for me.
Yeah.
This story I'm very worried about, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Oh, 3 hour long movie too. 3 hour long movie. Make this.
Oh yeah.
Is it confirmed that's 3 hours or?
It has to be. I mean,
I hope
it needs to be, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's a lot of arcs to get through.
Like a lot.
Oh, one more thing. I'm telling y'all this prediction. End of the film will be 9 villains, 3 Spider-Man. Each will fight 3.
Oh yeah.
All together.
Ooh, I think they're gonna interchange a little bit. Like they're gonna be flipping through everything.
Yeah.
They're gonna be switching villains.
That's gonna be cool. That's gonna be cool.
I think they're gonna switch each other's villains because, each Spider-Man tackles each of the villains better than not better, but in a different way than the other Spider-Man would. You know what I mean? They all fight differently, in my opinion, a little bit, and it'd be cool too just to see that, in my opinion.
And then one thing that would really help is because Tobey or Tom's gonna have the guidance of other Spider-Man, he's gonna be more like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
In the future movie, something that fans really want, including myself. So it's gonna be good for the character too.
Kind of.
I recognize, even though I'm a Tom Holland fan, I recognize when he's wrong. Like I recognize the faults too. So
he's not weak. I just don't like when people call him weak. He's
not weak.
Not that weak.
I feel like
he's got weak moments.
He's definitely.
I like Tom. That's what I'm saying. I like Tom, and I feel like that he gets a bad rap. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to interrupt you. I just want to say that real quick. I like Tom. Most people know I like Tom. I enjoyed Far From Home. I enjoyed his arc. I enjoyed him learning that he doesn't need, someone else to validate him as a person. That he learned that Iron Man wasn't perfect, and that he learned that it was time for him to stand on his own and to be his own man. So you all go ahead.
Yeah, I completely relate with that story too, because when those movies were coming out, I was in high school. I was 14, 15 when Homecoming came out. So I saw myself and Tom and like his struggles and going through school and college and all that. I mean that storyline like related with me so much, and I think it works really well with like the current generation of kids.
Yeah,
and I think that's why Tobey works with the older generation, and then Tom works with the generation we have right now.
Yeah,
right.
I
like Tom.
Yeah, I just don't think Andrew works at all as a character. I don't know what they were trying to do with him. He just, for some reason, he reminds me of this like Disney Channel cartoon, Disney Channel high school shows, that reminds me of Andrew Garfield. Like he just didn't work as Spider-Man at all. Like
I feel bad for Andrew Garfield because he's actually a really good actor, and he got probably the worst story given possible. Like that was not a good Spider-Man story.
Right.
It's a lot of his.
They tried to do the ultimate stuff without having the history. The history of the Marvel Universe, kind of.
It's not just that. They made him like such a D-bag in the first movie,
and it didn't help. Trying to they tried to make him comic Spider-Man in the Amazing Spider-Man 2, but you're still carrying the baggage.
The build-up didn't work.
It just didn't work.
And I don't know. I didn't.
And he's a talented actor. He could have been a good Spider-Man too. That's the problem.
Been the best, maybe, but I feel bad. But I feel like I like Tom. I think he just gets too much hate because people don't like that he was too with Tony Stark, which I didn't like. And I think he does do things that are questionable, but I don't think he's weak. I don't think he's as baby as everyone wants to talk about him as he is. He did go through a snap being pretty much dead. He did kind of grow up at the end of Far From Home. He does have problems, but I think hopefully this makes him better. But that's all I'm going to say.
I feel like he acts his age. For a 16, 17-year-old, he acts like a 16, 17-year-old. Like, those are mistakes a 16, 17-year-old would make. So, I mean, I think it makes sense.
Do you have any final words on Spider-Man 3, Ashley?
I think she's muted.
Yeah.
Stuff. I'm talking, but I'm muted. You know what I'm saying? We all do it at times, right? Yeah. For me, I am concerned that there's a lot going on in the film. And I feel like I said, I kind of agree with a lot of the things that Brother Dot said. I feel like, I'm sorry that my house is loud right now. It's like Christmas wrapping party time right now. That's why I got to hear you. I feel like, yes, first of all, the first thing is going to be epic action, great spectacle. We're going to be amazed by all the Spider-Mans coming through, but I'm worried that some of these sloppy things that happened in kind of like, in Endgame and things like that, that we've got to make sure that the story makes sense, right? Let's not go all over the place. Let's have a concise story about the multiverse. You know what I'm saying? I don't want all these crazy, weird things that happen with the time machine, because now with time travel, because now we're going to still have to deal with these issues because Loki's traveling through time. We're going to retcon some of those issues there. I know I always go off on another little tangent, but because the time variance is coming, so we know that time travel is not done in the MCU. So how are we going to fix those issues? And I don't. And Kang's coming in Ant-Man 3. So I'm hoping that from the jump, when we're introduced through the multiverse, in Spider-Man 3, that it's going to make sense moving forward. That it, is a concise story all the way through. And maybe it's going to be Sinister Six. I'm trying not to say too much about Spider-Man because when we finish WandaVision, those theories and that breakdown is coming then. But that's what I think. I think that possibly we're going to have a multiverse Sinister Six. And that doesn't sound bad to me. I feel like Ned might die. And I feel as if
I don't think he'll die.
I feel like he's going to die.
I think something traumatic is going to happen to that character. I
feel like it's his time to go.
But I think he's going to be Hobgoblin because not in this movie, but in a different movie. It doesn't.
I don't know.
They cast him for a reason. Something traumatic is going to happen to that character.
I feel like that he might. I feel like what it could be, because like I said, I feel like just from the little bitty things that we've seen in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, we see these signs that are up that, rebuilding after the snap, fixing your life after the snap, you're depressed after the snap. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like that a lot of these things, originally when they came back in Spider-Man 2, we heard about people losing their homes and being relocated, but I feel like there wasn't enough time for a lot of these things to to happen and to set in with these people. So I think that by the time I think the world is going to be quite depressing, at this point.
Oh, I think
it could be maybe he lost weight because from the radiation, he's got cancer. I'm not saying that that's true. I'm just saying that is also another possibility.
They might recruit maybe the Sinister Six because, they're Harry and Norman. The goblins are like, you know what, let's try to toy with this Peter. Let's go get his best friend. Let's hop him up on Goose or do something like that. I think he would die then. If he has a disease, I think he'll become a goblin. He'll die at the end of the movie or something. But I think if they do kill anyone, they might kill maybe Michelle. I don't know, actually.
No.
MJ. I don't know.
With Ned.
I feel like that Ned is the safe. I feel like a lot of times, and I love like the MCU, and I love it. They make safe choices on who to get rid of. And when we look at the overall the evidence here,
it would be him.
I mein, if they're gonna pull out their stuff and say MJ or
I'd rather them kill MJ. I actually like Ned more than
that
her.
would be tight, but I think it's gonna be Ned just because he's the weakest one out of everybody.
Yeah,
and if he goes, then it's like, oh, you lost your friend. But
I like him better than. Although I like the potential with him more than Michelle or MJ. Sorry, my bad, MJ. I forgot what they call her in the movies.
Michelle Jones, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, MJ. Yeah. Mainly because I don't know, just
she's a weird character.
To see that. I would like to see that Hobgoblin build up, and plus her character to me is kind of like I don't really like her character. I don't really like it. Ned is all right. I only accept him because he has some funny moments. I don't have a problem with her character. She's just like there and
I think what they're gonna do with MJ and characters who aren't exactly like their comic counterparts is if they do a Skrull invasion type of deal, you can sort of reset some of the characters. So like the Skrull version is actually different from the real life version. They could do something like that, and that'd be a good way to sort of reset these characters, right? But I feel like what they're going to do, and this is sort of my thing that I hope that happens. I think Ned's going to lose his parents in this movie because they casted his parents. And I think Ned is going to get an internship.
Peter's the fault of that, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah, but keep talking.
I was going to say, I think Ned's going to get an internship at Oscorp. So sort of do like a parallel of Tony or Peter internship with Tony. You do like an Oscorp or Osborn internship or something like that. That would be kind of cool. And then because he's there, maybe he I don't know, something there, he turns evil. Or no, he's already evil, but he creates the Hobgoblin suit there, and that's what makes him the Hobgoblin. I mean, they could do stuff like that. That'd be pretty interesting, I think. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, I think Peter will be the fault of whatever happens to Ned. It's going to be Peter's fault, in my opinion. If he does become Hobgoblin, it only makes sense that if it's Peter, it would make sense why he's evil. You said Oscorp. They could do him interviewing at Oscorp, and then when the multiverse villains come, they find out that he's connected to Peter, and that they find out he's starting to have a hate for him or something. I don't know. Maybe they help him out. But that's pretty much all I'm going to say about Ned. I don't really got anything else to say.
That sounds pretty interesting. But I'm gonna let y'all have that one because I'm gonna let y'all have that. I'll see you later, Ashley. Character reveal soon.
All right.
This week, actually.
Okay.
All right. So I'll let you know.
All right.
Peace, Squeezy.
Yes, and we'll do if you hold on. Thursday, we have our what's namer. We have Ashley and Nikki. But if you want to do the interview, we can figure out a day next week. If you want to do it.
Do you want me to send it to you first when I'm done with it?
Yeah. Now, are you going to do the character reveal whenever day or if you want to do the character reveal this week, we can do it Friday. Before Joe, we could do the interview on Friday, actually, if you want.
Okay.
Just be me and you, doing the interview and like talking about it because the interview series, I kind of changed it up to where it's just me and the other person. So, and we'll do it in about an hour and a half and then we'll go through it and talk about everything. And I'll I'll probably send you some questions to prep you, and then we'll go over it, and you can reveal it, at the end if you want.
Okay, that's fine. I'll let you know.
Do that.
Okay, so I'm gonna just go get.
But if Friday's too soon, we can do it in the beginning of next week. You just let me know.
That's fine.
Okay.
Friday.
All right. Looking forward to it, Squeezy.
All right, y'all.
So y'all heard it here first. Character reveal for Squeezy here for his comic book. We're gonna have
Friday.
A character reveal here. And it will not be the nest. It will be a conversation with HT. I was gonna say HT. What am I saying?
all hail the queen, y'all. She has a great personality. All hail the queen.
The crazy queen. Who's the queen?
Ashley.
Brother Dot.
Ashley.
Oh, the queen. Oh, that's Brother Dot. I'm the queen.
No, Ashley or Queen's or KDOT'S the princess, by the way, not the queen.
Oh damn!
I'm the queen.
I'll take my L, kid, on that.
Yeah, I had to take mine this past week, so everybody got to take an L sooner or later.
I stay taking them. But thank you, Squeezy. We'll see you Friday at 6:30. That'll be Eastern Standard Time, 3:30 Pacific, 5:30 Central. And if you live in another time zone and you don't know it, look it up because I don't know either. Okay?
I'll look it up. I think we're like 3 hours apart. I got you.
No, you're not. You're in Atlanta.
That's Jody. That's Jody's on 3 hours apart. Okay.
Yeah, we're on the same time zone.
Okay, we're good.
I named your time zone.
Yeah, we're good.
I'm talking about mountain times and all these other little times. I don't know. I just named the 3 basic ones. That's all we need to know because I know there's people in the Chicago area that watch and they're an hour behind.
Mm-hmm.
Me?
Mostly, yeah. Oh, you? I didn't know you were in Chicago area.
You're in Chicago, Antonio?
Yeah, I live pretty close to it. I'm like in the suburbs of Illinois.
And then I have our East Coast people and our West Coast people. And then I've got to learn Enrique. What time is it for you, Enrique? Because I need to learn that too. Because we have quite a big audience.
West Coast always be spoiling stuff for Mandalorian. Just saying.
Yeah, they do.
Just saying.
West Coast. Because I get up at 3:00 in the morning. I watch it. They don't mess me up.
I wait, but sometimes when it drops, I got school and then I already sleep, so who cares, honestly.
Yeah, Lunga has his watch parties for Mandalorian. I used to get up and watch those every morning. Those are fun.
We're going to do one for the finale at 3 a.m.
Do you know how many episodes there are left of the show, actually?
It's over.
There's only one left.
One left.
There's only one left.
One left.
So that's why we're going to do the watch party. Nikki and I are figuring it out. Is it a watch party or is it a reaction? Nikki and I'll let you know.
Watch Goat Windu pop up.
And
Mace Windu overhyped. No, I'm playing.
Nikki and I got some more shit coming for you guys, so it'll be tight.
Definitely watch that for sure. I do want to say thank you for letting me on, Ashley.
I'm gonna both of you.
Yeah, thank you, Ashley.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I was really impressed with you I've always been impressed with the things you said, Southwick, in the chat, but last night that shit was tight. I'm just saying that shit was tight. I'm telling you.
Thank you. Yeah.
So yes. When I'm talking about the MCU, I'll make sure you come back. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. And the fact that you're, how long you been coming? When did you start coming on MSK stream? I didn't even notice that you were doing that.
It was just I would just ask, and then he would let me in, and then that's what it was. I mean, it wasn't anything I would just.
How long have you been? Yeah. Well, if I knew that,
very recently. Yeah. I mean, it's not I never get invited. It's just like, hey, MSK, can I put in some input on this? He'd be like, yeah. If it's a Marvel topic, he always lets me in. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you came on, and I will make sure you come on again. Okay, very soon. All right.
Cool.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it. And Squeezy, thank you.
Thank you.
Brother Dot. This is Brother Dot's moment. I want Brother Dot to give us
shameless plug.
Shameless plug. And what just anything else that you have to say? Any other points that you wanted?
Nothing much. I mean, well, shameless plug, Mac and Cheese 3 is coming. Well, Mac and Cheese 2 video will be coming very soon. Attack on Titan reaction. I'll get that to you soon. And
I don't need it if you're talking about me.
Okay. Yeah. And I'm premiering a Star Wars video in a couple of minutes. So if you guys want to come check it out.
Oh, yay! Let's go watch Rodot's video. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why real quick why I don't need it. It's not like that. I'll just explain it to you. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much know what you mean. So.
Yeah. So thank you all. This is Ashley from A&M Entertainment. Nikki in the chat from A&M Entertainment. And you know what? What I'm gonna say right now. What do you think I'm gonna say? We're out.
Hello, hello, hello.